Alex Pereira made a visit to his tribe in Brazil. Magomed Ankalaev says, focusing on MMA voodoo is not going to help you, my son. He also adds that Pereira was not willing to fight him in December. That's fake news. I'm the only one who is ready for December, but he deserves rest. Yeah, he headlined half the pay-per-views during a 6-month stretch for the UFC, so he does deserve rest. He's willing to fight everyone on short notice, but with me, he knows he has to be ready. He's not stupid. I was offered 3 dates, December, February, and March, and I agreed to all 3 dates. I have to win by KO. I have no problem. It is a condition. I don't know what he's saying. Is he saying he has to stand up and knock him out in these fights? Is that a condition for these fights? I don't know. Maybe something got lost in the translation there. Nate Landwehr is going to be taking on Doo Ho Choi, the Korean Superboy, December 7th at UFC 310. That's going to be a crazy fight. Landwehr fights like an insane person, and so does Doo Ho Choi, the Korean Superboy. He already has a fight inducted in the UFC Hall of Fame, this fight with Cub Swanson. So this fight has Fight of the Night written all over it. The UFC inducts fights into the Hall of Fame. I'd induct knockouts. I'd induct 3 of them. Askren getting knocked out by Masvidal. Fastest in UFC history, 5 seconds. In the very last second of the fight, Holloway knocking out Gaethje. I put that in there. And finally, in the very last second of the fight, Yair Rodriguez knocking out the Korean Zombie with a reverse elbow. Which 3 would you induct? Let me know in the comments. Casting for Tough 33 has begun. Flyweights and welterweights, coaches to be announced at a later date. I think Marab and Umar would be good coaches. Who do you want to see coach? Let me know in the comments.
It wasn't my night last night, but this is part of life. You win some, you lose some. All respect to Brandon Moreno. He was the better man. And I will be back. I promise. I will be back on that horse. I keep improving. Keep getting better, and you guys see me soon. Thank you for the support.
Despite Moreno's great performance over the weekend, Royval thinks he's up next for a title shot because he has a win over him.
So I was just thinking, the flyweight title is in 1 month exactly. The other 2 guys, besides me, the number 1 ranked flyweight in the world right now, are 1 and 2 in their last 3 fights. And I got wins over both of them. And the last one I got a win on was on a 3-week notice. So I don't know if it's more clear to y'all or if it's just me who already just saying this, but I'm up next for this belt. And whoever wins this fight, I will fight them in their home country. You heard it here first.
He wants Kai in Japan. Isn't he awesome? Kai needs to win this fight. Otherwise, flyweight will continue to be the most repetitive division ever. Pantoja beat Brandon Moreno 3 times, and he's on the verge of another title shot. He beat Brandon Royval 2 times, and he's on the verge of another title shot. The same fights just keep happening. Even when he fights a different guy, he's still named Brandon. Kai Asakura needs to win, inject new life and new matchups to the division. Otherwise, it will remain the rematch, trilogy, and quadrilogy weight class. Alexander Romanov fought out his UFC contract over the weekend. He picked up the win over Nascimento, but most of the fight was him just pushing him up against the cage and lying on him on the ground. This is Muhammad Mokaev's most likely next fight. He'll be taking on Asaf Choparov, who is a 6-0 fighter, 5 of 6 victories via stoppage. This fight would take place in Brave. Mokaev wants to win a couple fights there and then get back into the UFC. Shavkat posted, I heard Topuria wants to fight me. I can fight him with one hand. I don't remember Topuria saying that. He wanted to fight Bilal Muhammad, but Bilal Muhammad's out of the fight with Shavkat, so maybe there's some sort of connection there. But regardless, UFC 310, Shavkat Rakhmonov needs a new opponent. Besides getting knocked out over the weekend, Marc-Andre Barriault also injured his foot. Bogdan Gushkov in the training room with Walter Walker. Maybe slightly awkward because he's fighting his brother soon. He's fighting Johnny Walker, January 18th, UFC 311. Likely location, Los Angeles. Joe Piper wants to take on Dustin Stoolsfist, a rematch, a revenge match, then fight in the top 15. He's so much past this fight now, though. He's so much better than Stoolsfist. That was 4 years ago, and he lost by injury, an arm injury. So it's just a waste of time in his career to take many steps backwards when he could be moving forwards. I'm picking avid cigarette smoker Carlos Prates to win on the weekend by knockout over Neil Magny. But I wonder how those lungs will do in the championship rounds against a guy who weaponizes his cardio like Neil Magny. Michael Chandler shape a couple weeks out from his fight with Charles Oliveira on November 16th, which is 2 years and 4 days since his last fight, the longest hiatus of his MMA career. He waited out for that Conor McGregor fight, didn't happen, but now he has a chance to avenge a loss. This fight will not go the distance. Charles Oliveira has the most finishes in UFC history. He has the most submissions in UFC history. He has the most performance bonuses in UFC history. Yes, he's racked up some legendary stats in the UFC. And he ain't done yet. Some people mad at Nick Diaz on Cameo. Cameo is where you can send personalized messages. Celebrities do that for a price. He charges $209, an homage to Stockton. $209 for a blank message that some people are getting, and so they're mad at that. These were some of the personalized messages, like birthday wishes, that they got from Nick Diaz that they got charged $209 US for. Scam! Nick Diaz is a scammer. Sent a 3-second black video with a static background. What a loser. Just use people for their money. Weirdo. Tried to do something nice for a loved one and spend way too much money on this weirdo. Are you kidding me? A 3-second video of a black screen and talking in the background? Get off the drugs, Nick. Kids look up to you. What a disgrace. Video for a 14-year-old to a kid who absolutely idolizes you, and this is what you give. Absolute ripoff. Got scammed by them, delivered empty video, no text, no visual. The video was 8 seconds long, cut off mid-sentence, supposed to be one of the highlights of my son's birthday party. Sadly, it was more of an embarrassment as everyone thought it was a practical joke. I emailed customer service, asked if the video could be re-recorded, but never heard back from them. Nick Diaz will be taking on Vicente Luque, UFC 310, December 7th. Luque is coming off a loss to Joaquin Buckley, got ground and pound KO'd. Nick Diaz hasn't fought in 3 years. He last fought against Robbie Lawler. He was doing quite well in the first round, a back and forth, entertaining first round, but in round 2 he slowed down a bit, and Robbie Lawler did not, and after Lawler landed a few punches, Diaz decided he didn't want to be there anymore and the fight was stopped. Thanks for watching. If you want to support the channel, you can get a mug, you can get a membership, you can comment through Super Thanks.